All right, welcome everybody. Welcome to this week's Wisdom Wednesday. My name is Kristen Gear, and I am the area director for the Northeast Valley for BNI Arizona, and I'm also the director of information for the BNI office. So, guys, how has it been going? I don't know about you, but I love visiting other chapters. So far, I've visited 4 this week, and they have all been amazing. So, if you are watching this and you've never visited any other chapter except for your own, you're missing out on so many great relationships. I highly suggest that you go out and visit some of the other chapters around town. We have 63 chapters around town. So there's plenty of opportunities. They meet on either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday in the morning or early afternoon. So there's plenty of opportunities to put something in your schedule because they're all around town. So I'm excited about this week's topic because how many of you are going through leadership and support team transition right now, right? There's so much going on right now, and I want to make sure that everyone is on the same page. What we do as the BNI region is we actually cover this information in our goal planning program, which half of our chapters are a part of, but I want to make sure that I share it with all of the chapters, right? Because we all need to be on the same page, because if we're all on the same page when it comes to going to the trainings, getting it done, going to our brand new chapter success orientations, we all want to make sure that we're prepared for success for this new upcoming year, because it's going to be here before we know it, guys. It really is. So I want to share with you guys today the timeline, and it's not only important for the leadership team members to hear this information, but also the members of the chapter, because I want you guys to understand what's going on behind the scenes and what's happening with the leadership teams and what's involved in the process. So I want to make sure that we're all on the same page in everything that's going on, okay? All right, so I want to first start with the timeline. So the timeline is key to everything because we want to make sure that we're staying on track of time. This process was rolled out in May to most of our leadership teams and the directors. So I want to make sure that every chapter is on the same page. So if you have any questions about anything in this process that I go over today, you can message me directly or check with your area director. If you're in the Southeast Valley, Brenda Colas is going to be your area director, and if you are in the West Valley, which is anything west of 56th Street, Phil Horsley will be the man to contact, and if you're anywhere in the Scottsdale area, you'll definitely contact me. And I'll be happy to help. All 3 of us will be happy to help you guys through this transition. All right, so there's 4 pieces to the timeline, and each of these pieces is 3 weeks in length, because we want to make sure that we give each of these areas enough time to kind of go through the process. So members, it's really important that when our leadership teams are passing out nomination forms that you get those in really quick, because that's going to really be instrumental in this timeline process. So when the leadership team's like, hey, make sure you fill this out, please do that so that way we can stick within this timeline, okay guys? So the first piece is sending out nominations for president. And so that timeline should have been completed June 3rd through June 24th. Now, as I go through this, guys, if you haven't started this process, it's okay. It just means that we need to start catching up to what the timeline is right now. So if you're seeing some of these previous dates, it's okay. We can definitely catch you guys up in time to make sure that we're getting the training completed going forward. So for the 3 weeks between June 3rd and June 24th, the nominations for president should have been passed out. Now what happens with this is once we submit nominations for president, the leadership team and the current director of your chapter are the ones that, and ultimately the director, decide who the next president of your chapter is going to be. And that's based off of the nominations that the chapter sends in. Now the next process, so the next 3 weeks, so that's going to be June 24th through July 15th. So this just passed. The new president should have been picked. So interviews should have been done, and then the new president should have been picked. and then then the chapter sends out nominations for the VP and Secretary Treasurer. Now what happens with these nominations is the current leadership team, along with the new president, are going to interview for the new vice president and secretary treasurer, because ultimately it's the new president who picks their team. So they're going to be the ones that picks the two members that are going to be the best fit for their team. So that's going to be the 3-week process. So ideally, all of the chapters should be at this point so far. If you're not, like I said, it's okay. We can definitely catch you guys up, and I can provide you with any documentation that you need, as far as if you're wondering what in the world a nomination form is, or if you need interview questions. We have all of that information that we can share with you guys. Once you send out nominations for the VP and Secretary Treasurer, the next step is from July 15th, which is this week, and then we have until August 5th to interview for the Secretary, Treasurer, and the VP, and also select them. So in the next 3 weeks, the VP and Secretary Treasurer should be selected, as well as sending out the support team surveys, which means sending out a survey to the chapter and finding out what roles in the chapter that they are the most passionate in helping out in the chapter. So there's multiple roles on the support team, whether it be membership committee or events or education or visitor hosts or power teams or mentors. The timer, you guys, if you are going to be an upcoming timer, so many people joke at the timer, but it is one of the most important roles in the entire chapter. Because if the timer isn't working, then the whole meeting just goes crazy. So if you're going to be an upcoming timer, that's a huge privilege, and it's a super, super big deal. So in the next 3 weeks, we should be sending out those support team surveys. I know a lot of chapters have already completed up until this point and are already putting together their support teams, and that's perfect. And I know I've already received some emails where chapters have already completed, picked their support teams, everything's good to go, which is also awesome. So you could definitely go faster than this schedule, but I would make sure that if you're falling a little bit behind, to make sure that we're catching up. So then we have August 5th, so the last 3 weeks, so August 5th through August 26th. This is the 3-week time frame where you're going to pick those support team roles, because we want to make sure that we get everything done before the end of August, because of our chapter success orientations that are coming up at the end of September. Because the thing is, guys, once all of these roles are picked, then your directors or leadership teams are then emailing me all of the names for the new positions, and then I'm assigning the BNI University training. So in BNI University, there's specific leadership and support team training for each individual role. So whether you're on leadership or if you're on any of the support team roles, all of them have some training to do in BNI University, so that way you can learn all about your role, which is so phenomenal. But the reason why I want to make sure to hit home that we need to finish by this timeline is because if we push too far into September, we're not going to give those new leadership and support teams enough time to complete the BNI University training, because it is required to complete that training before going to the chapter success orientations in September. So make sure, if you are watching this, jot down these dates, or I can email you the information. You can private message me and I can send you this information as well if you'd like it in print, because I have it here too. So I can copy and paste it to you if you'd like. But the timeline is crucial, guys. Making sure all of the new leadership and support team roles are done by the end of August at the latest. But as soon as we have each of the different roles, you can send me, once your president's done, you can send me that and I can assign the training. Once you get your secretary, treasurer, and VP done, send me those names. I can assign the training right then. So the sooner I get those names and assign the training, the more time we're going to allot for those members to complete that training, okay? So the next thing I wanted to talk about is on this side. So the chapter success orientation. So this is brand new. The first one starts on September 20th. All 4 of these dates are on the BNI calendar right now. And what's going to happen during chapter success orientation? So what's going to be entailed is the new president, VP, secretary, treasurer, and if you are a large enough chapter to have an assistant vice president, all 4 of those positions are then going to be required to attend one of these. And then any of the additional support team roles are highly encouraged to attend with their leadership team. It's not required, but we're highly encouraging you guys, because what's going to happen during these chapter success orientations is the first main part of the orientation is going to be all about setting the vision, the mission, the goals, setting up the BNI calendar for the entire next year. So we are going to be literally setting you guys up for success for the whole next year. We're also going to be giving you guys some actual takeaways that are going to be wonderful tools to be able to create a lot of success for the next year. After all of the goal setting, the mission, the vision, all of that stuff, then you're going to break out into your each specific roles. And then we're going to have some hands-on training going through BNI Connect, showing you where the reports are, how to process things. We're going to actually walk you through the BNI journey from when a visitor first walks in through that door, from when they submit an application, all of the pieces of the meeting, and how each individual support team and leadership team role plays a part in every single chapter meeting. How amazing is that? So that is brand new this year, that we're going to walk you through the journey so that way you know exactly what to do at each step of the way, depending on what role that you play. So leadership teams are going to be required to attend these orientations. And like I said, there are 4 different dates. They're on the calendar. I know that 2 of them are at the Lincoln Heights location off 51 and Lincoln. One's going to be at the Revelation Realty over in the East Valley, and then the other one at Weimar in the West Valley. So we have 2 central dates. So the first 2 are going to be central. This one is going to be East Valley, and this one's going to be West Valley. So you can pick any of the 4 orientations to attend. I would highly encourage you guys for your entire chapter, so for all the leadership team members for your chapter, to pick which one works for all of you together. Since we are going through the vision, mission, the goals, the calendar, it would be great for you guys to be together to strategically plan the entire year. But if you can't make the same training, it's okay. You could definitely attend separate ones, but it'll definitely be much more beneficial if you guys attend together. And if you have any questions about this, let me know and I can walk you through the details for that as well. But you can sign up online for those. And this is the entire process for the leadership and support team transition. We are definitely right dead in the center of our timeline right now. So if you have any questions regarding this timeline, if you want more details, I can send you anything that you guys need. And I highly encourage you guys, if you're members watching this, get involved. That's the biggest thing that I recommend to new members, is to get involved. Get involved on a support team role, whether it be visitor host, introducing people around, or membership committee. Membership committee is like the gatekeepers of the chapter. They are the ones that are the decision makers of the chapter, that decide who comes, who goes. I love being on membership committee, but I also love being on leadership team as well. All of the roles are amazing. I'm pretty sure I've been on every type of leadership and support team role that's out there, and I love them all. I love participating. You get more visibility as a member, and you just create more leadership in your chapter. So if you have any questions, especially about any of the support team roles, if you've been interested in a particular role but you're not quite sure what's involved in that role, let me know. We have responsibility checklists for each of the roles that has a breakdown of what that specific support team member does before, during, and after the meeting time. So it really does break it down really well, so that way you can see what the time commitment is for each of the roles as well. So here's the timeline, the chapter success orientations, guys. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will see you guys all next week. Have a great day.